table tennis just seems to have a magical effect on people with Parkinson's. I'm not sure why, but it does. It seems to work.
Today we are at the Ping Hub in Manchester and we are supporting a ParkySMASH competition run by Parky Ping in Leeds.
Leeds Parky Ping is a group in Leeds, funnily enough, of people who want to play table tennis who have Parkinson's. I started it with a couple of other people and it's been going for just over 2 years now. And we have about, let's say about 10 people per session, different people come once a week and play table tennis together, and they also have a chat, which is really important.
The ParkySMASH event has come about as a reciprocal event. In February, some of us went to Japan and experienced a table tennis competition in Japan, met some organisations that were supporting people with Parkinson's through table tennis as a form of therapy. So as part of this reciprocal event, we're running a competition for people with Parkinson's. We've got about 40 people here today. And we also have, importantly, 3 players with Parkinson's from Japan who we met in February.
Today we are here to have a fun to play table tennis with our friends.
Table tennis is really good for people with Parkinson's in terms of their balance, their coordination, their motor skills. A lot of people say, as soon as they put a bat in their hand that their symptoms are eased because they're concentrating and focusing on it, so that's really great. It's also a really social sport, so it's good to meet other people as well.
It really challenges their coordination. It means that they've got to make really quick responses to a small ball flying at them at speed. It encourages side-to-side movement, not just forward movement like you might experience with running. And all of that's hugely important to help their brain respond to the challenges that they face with Parkinson's.
When I was junior high school student, I started to play table tennis. After 10 years, I had a first symptom of the Parkinson disease, and I haven't played table tennis for 10 years, but I restarted, and this table tennis's movement and pom-pom sound is effective for me to relax myself.
Playing table tennis is very good, not only physically for the patients with Parkinson's disease. They can move like they don't have any disease when they play table tennis. I called it it's a disease-free sensation or disease-free movements. So, as he said, he had a Parkinson's disease more than 10 years, and he started to replay table tennis again. So he feels that there's no disease at all, or feel better, much feel better. So I think that is a very good one point for the table tennis for the patients with Parkinson's disease, and not only physically but also very psychologically and socially.
Yeah, I think there's a big impact on me, so it's become a major part of my life. I started playing table tennis probably when I was about 7, but for most of the last 40 years I've just played occasionally with friends after being peak table tennis in my teenage years, I think, like lots of people. When I was diagnosed with Parkinson's 6 years ago, I found out pretty quickly that table tennis was supposed to be one of the best things for people with Parkinson's, and I thought I'd better get back to table tennis because I love it anyway. And I think it's, well, A, I enjoy it, B, I've met loads of brilliant people through it, and I think it really helps keep me active. So I'm moving pretty fast playing table tennis, and then I'll go very slow at other times. And lots of people have that sort of difference, so you can see the impact quite well.
I can see that when he plays table tennis, his Parkinson's symptoms ease off a bit, his tremor is less, he's less anxious. We get real benefit from the sporting side, but also from the social side, meeting other players with Parkinson's and players without Parkinson's. And one of the things that has happened as a result of Rob setting up the table tennis club in Leeds, ParkyPing, for people with Parkinson's, is that we've both joined a mainstream table tennis club. And this year in the Leeds Summer League, we have had a team entirely made up of people with Parkinson's playing against able-bodied players.
This is the shirt we've had done for it. On the back, there's a quote from somebody, a member of the group who died, and it was a feedback quote from the very first session we had about how he didn't think he could play table tennis again, and it felt so good. And at that point, I thought this is going to work. And when he died, his family gave us money completely unexpectedly from around his funeral, and we designed and bought this kit with it. So whenever we play league matches, we have a conversation with somebody as well about Parkinson's, which is really helpful.
My partner and I moved down to Teesside from Durham, and we were looking for a club to play at, and Ormsby was the nearest to where we live. So we went along just as ordinary people, and I came across by accident a study that had been done in Japan into the benefits of table tennis specifically for people with Parkinson's, and had a bit of a Google and found out there are no Parkinson sessions anywhere in the northeast. So Ken said, why don't we start our own? So we did. We went to Ormsby, and they were so supportive. They allowed us to use their hall on a Wednesday morning, and we've been running for 2 years now, and it's really going well.
From visiting club sessions across the country, it's been really exciting and interesting to see the power of the sport on people with Parkinson's. There can be someone who has severe physical symptoms before they step to the table, and then they start playing and those symptoms ease or even go away completely. It's really exciting to see people enjoy the sport that they may have played before, but also get back into a new sport later in life.
We've seen a big difference. We sometimes say that Ken and I feel like parents, proud parents looking on. We've got one guy who's in his 70s, and when he first arrived was struggling to walk. He uses a walking stick, but he was struggling to walk at all really, and his confidence was very low. And after a few sessions we noticed that his walking has improved, his confidence, his playing has improved, yes. But he says, it's lovely actually, because he always says that the money that he pays for this session each Wednesday is absolutely worth it. It's the best thing that he does in his week, and he looks forward to it immensely.
The patients with Parkinson's disease tend to very isolated if he or she is in his house and locked in like that. It's not good at all. So yeah, I think that not physical effect, but also psychological effect is very important for the patients with Parkinson's disease.
We've had people who walk through the door and they're switched off, their medication isn't working, they're struggling to move, their legs are just not cooperating. And so they think, okay, I'll give it a go. They walk to the table, and as they start to play, you can see them loosening up and beginning to move. And this is something that we see every week. We see the benefits. And then there's the social aspect as well. They don't need to worry about the visibility of their symptoms or the side effects of the medication. They can just come in, enjoy a bit of table tennis, and as a sideline, when we go for coffee, it becomes a kind of impromptu support group. But without the emphasis being on the Parkinson's, the emphasis is on doing something that you enjoy, that you don't necessarily have to think about your Parkinson's during that time. And then if you happen to need a bit of support that day or a bit of advice, then it's there.
I'd say give table tennis a go. I think it's brilliant, and there are groups around the country, not everywhere yet, but they're increasing, and you can find out from Table Tennis England or Parkinson's UK where your nearest group is.
We are partnering with Parkinson UK and Parkinson England Table Tennis to support more opportunities for players with Parkinson's and also coaches who want to support more in this area.
So I work regionally, so in the Northwest. I'm really happy to speak to anybody who's interested in supporting getting set up a club. We can help them with reaching out to people with Parkinson's. We can support them with kind of kick-starting the project, potentially with some funds and things like that. We've also got specific training for any coaches that would like to take part in that to be able to better support people with Parkinson's too.
If somebody was thinking starting up, the advice somebody gave to me was don't do it on your own. And I think that was very sound advice. So find a couple of people, friends or people with Parkinson's. It doesn't have to be people with Parkinson's to help you start it up. And then find a venue and take it slowly and get advice from Table Tennis England and Parkinson's UK.
It's not a disability that confines you, that can stop you being active and participating in sport and in society more generally.